YouTube, what's going on, man? Welcome back. I know I've been gone for a few days, but the kid is back, man, and let's get straight into it, man. So everybody know who Jaguar Wright is. So she's been talking on, Diddy and all the shit that Diddy been doing, and for years now and stuff like that. So she actually attended one of Diddy's trials, man. Just a name drop. You feel me? So so this video is titled Jaguar Wright Survives Attempted Hit for Naming Diddy's Accomplices. So we're gonna see what really happened in this video. If you're new to the channel, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let's get straight into it. You dead?
You dead! You put your motherfucking hands on me, you dead! Dead! You fake ass gangsters! I'm blowing this shit up!
Yo, that's the first time I ever see her look shook like this. Like she looks shook, boy.
You motherfuckers. He assaulted me. Yup, and they put me in a hospital on an APAP. When I was assaulted at that barbershop over there they call Legends, over at Allure, he threatened to kill me, so I need to file a police report.
That Courtney Burgess was planted with this information on purpose to basically get the feds to turn their eye off of other people that are allegedly going to go down with Diddy. And the person that she called out was Jay-Z and the Carters. And then Courtney Burgess started acting really strange and multiple different times threw up these triangles while she was saying stuff like this.
You're all my witnesses. I'm lucid.
Jaguar Wright said they are making plans for her and that they tried to kill her 4 times in the past 2 years.
I'm safe.
You guys, Jaguar Wright just survived an actual assassination attempt. Not just harassment, not just intimidation, a planned attack. And the timing couldn't be suspicious. Because just days before this incident, Jaguar was naming Diddy's accomplices in his RICO empire. Jay-Z, Desiree Perez, Clive Davis, Courtney Burgess, Alex Spiro, and other specific people Jag claims helped cover up serious crimes for years.
And I sent you a very real message, man. I said they're trying to unalive me again. Can you help? You never responded. You went just as ghost as Jussie Smollett did a week ago. But I'm starting to research you, Miss Kid. And so help me God, if I find you've had any legal dealings with Alex Spiro, you and I are going to have one.
And as you guys probably know, Jaguar has been exposing industry corruption for a minute. But this is different. The moment she started connecting Diddy's case to actual networks of enablers, people started showing up where they weren't supposed to. Her hotel was broken into, her car was tampered with, and even her husband was paid to set her up. Hold on. But it gets messier, because according to Jaguar, this isn't even about Diddy anymore. She's naming bigger fish and powerful people with deep ties to multiple artists, not just Diddy. And before we talk about who those names are, there's something you need to know. Jaguar didn't drop these claims quietly. She went live, looked straight into the camera, and said, if anything happens to me, you know who did it. So now the question is, did someone just try to make that happen? Was this just a scare tactic, or did Jaguar interrupt something a lot darker? And more importantly, who are these people still covering for Diddy today?
So I can have my lawyer serve the paperwork for my. Why am I waiting? I was in the hospital for 9 days. They put me in on an APAL. I had bruises. My thumb and my pinky was done from where they stood on my back with the handcuff.
So let's talk about what actually went down. Jaguar Wright just survived an orchestrated hit attempt, and she says it's all tied to the people who protected Diddy's criminal empire for years.
Oh, my dear son. Oh, my dear son. Oh, my son. Oh, my son. They're all dead. No, they're all dead.
According to Jaguar, she noticed.
What did I just watch right now? What did I just watch right now, bro?
Says it's all tied to the people who protected Diddy's criminal empire for years.
Oh, my dear son. Oh, my dear son.
Bro, I'm not sure what type of voodoo shorty is doing.
Oh, my son. They're all dead. They're all dead.
According to Jaguar, she noticed a black SUV circling her hotel in Dallas more than once that day. Then, hours later, when she was getting back to her hotel, she caught someone crouching near her car and messing with the tires.
So it was dark back then. I had my key out. And I had my knuckles in my back pocket, my brass knuckles. And sure enough, he came out the dark as I was about to put my key in the door and go upstairs.
According to Jaguar, this man was trying to rig her car and make it look like an accident. However, she caught it just in time, and she even confronted him, and then they got into a physical altercation.
I'm the boogeyman. I ran up on it, just started punching the out of him. Whooped his.
Yo, she crazy.
I was like, you see this? Get a real knife. I was losing it. I swear to God, if I see you out.
Yo, Jaguar Wright is something else, bro. I tell you. Something else, man. But hey, I understand too. If I see someone messing with my car that I don't know, I'm like, bro, like, what type of time you on, man?
These streets are
Now, luckily, Jaguar knows how to defend herself, but she was still shaken after this incident because she knew they weren't just trying to scare her. They were trying to kill her.
The thing is I'm prepared for what I'm prepared for. You know what I mean? I've had everything bad that pretty much a human being can go through happen to me.
So after this incident, Jaguar went on live with Tokyo Tony, and she actually showed off different weapons she keeps on her at all times. This woman's walking around like she's in a war zone, and honestly, it tracks.
I gotta go spend some time with my godson before they try to kill me again.
You need to tweak an asset without messing everything up. Luckily, there's Adobe Express. Create app.
Oh God, stop saying that. Don't put that in the universe. They've been trying to kill me.
And get this, when Tokyo asked Jag to name the people who've been trying to kill her, Jag didn't mince words. She said there are two Seans, Carter and Combs.
They tried to do it in Chicago. Okay, well, who's they? You know who the f*** talking about. Oh my God, I'm talking about the Seans. I'm talking about Sean Carter. Oh my God, Sean Combs.
Jaguar then talked about how someone tried to blow up her car. And get this, she even name-dropped Beyonce, hinting that she was also involved in this attempted hit.
Somebody tried to blow up my car. I hope Beyonce falls and breaks her neck.
Now look, you all already know Jaguar's been calling out Diddy and Jay-Z for years. That part isn't news. She's been accusing him of everything from scamming artists to eliminating multiple people.
Clarence Avon, Jacqueline Avon, Kim Porter, Albie Shore, Heavy D, Andre Harrell, Father MC Baby Mom, Big L, Biggie Smalls, Christopher Wallace, Pimp C, Aaliyah. Sweetheart, there are so many names.
And we all know the industry quickly labeled Jaguar as crazy and brushed her off when she first started warning people about Diddy.
The first time you heard me say that Sean Combs was a sex trafficker, and you said I was a liar because I was jealous, because I wasn't his girlfriend, because I wasn't successful in the music industry, because I didn't have a hit record, because I didn't live in a mansion, because I didn't have diamonds. You said all of these things about me because I told the truth. You disgraced my name, my legacy, my family. You stalked, you hunted me. You harassed my friends.
But this is different, because lately she hasn't just been coming for the faces of the machine. She's been digging deeper and pulling receipts on an entire infrastructure. A whole system of men and women who kept Diddy and Jay-Z's empires untouchable for decades. So before the attempted hit, Jaguar exposed powerful businessmen who founded the Freak-Off Pipeline, which Jaguar claims was a cover for something even darker. According to Jaguar, Diddy's parties weren't just for his sick enjoyment, but other men were there bidding for the victims.
They auditioned to be models for music videos.
Oh, casting couch.
When they got to Miami, they had to show and turn over their ID, and they collected their passports. And then the next thing you know, they were in a storage container getting by a bunch of weird strangers on camera who were bidding for all of the terrible things that were happening to them live online.
But Jaguar also went after the middlemen, like industry fixers with ties to the feds, high-profile lawyers who cleaned up scenes and wrote NDAs, and fake witnesses who coached victims on what to say. Jaguar was connecting dots no one else was willing to touch and pointing at the people working behind the scenes. And out of all the people she's exposed, 3 names kept coming up in Jaguar's videos before that attempted hit. Ron Burkle, a billionaire investor with ties to private equity, politics, and the Epstein list. Desiree Perez, Roc Nation's...
Speaking about the Epstein list, man, it's so crazy how he just said it. He just basically on the news said that Trump said there's no list. They couldn't find no list. Clearly, because he's on this shit. You feel me? Shit is funny how this world works, bro. It's just like... Niggas be thinking people be gullible and believe in everything they read, but come on, man. We all know there's a list.
CEO with a criminal background, and Courtney Burgess, an industry fixer that Jaguar claims was planted by Roc Nation to distract everyone from Jay's ties to Diddy's case. And what's wild is that no one's naming these people but Jaguar. So let's break them down, one by one, starting with the billionaire whose name was found in both Epstein's and Diddy's Black Book, Ron Burkle. So according to this investigative report by Unlimited Hangout titled One Label Under Blackmail, The Early Intersections of Diddy and the Epstein Network, Ron Burkle is the godfather of all of Diddy's children. But he was also a frequent flyer on Jeffrey Epstein's infamous private jet. Now most people know about Diddy's connection to Clive Davis and how Clive helped Diddy build Bad Boy Entertainment, but barely anyone brings up Ron Burkle. And according to Jaguar Wright, that's by design. See, Burkle wasn't just some random investor. He's one of Diddy's oldest and most loyal financial backers. Back in 2003, Burkle invested $100 million into Diddy's Sean John clothing line. And back then, the media was literally referring to Burkle as Diddy's sugar daddy. But here's the real question. Why would Ron Burkle throw $100 million into Diddy's clothing company that wasn't even turning real profit at the time? Well, according to Jaguar, it's because Burkle wasn't investing in clothes. He was investing in Diddy's blackmail operation. And Jaguar claims Diddy was doing the same things as Epstein, providing victims to his clients and collecting leverage on behalf of people way more.
You know how they ended up on Epstein Island? They auditioned to be models for music videos.
Oh, guess.
When they got to Miami, they had to show and turn over their ID, and they collected their passports. And then the next thing you know, they were in a storage container getting by a bunch of weird strangers on camera who were bidding for all of the terrible things that were happening to them live online. After they made it through that, that's when they were sent to Rick Ross's music videos as groupies and extras to make sure that they could walk around in society without looking like victims.
Now, when it comes to Ron Burkle, there's been a ton of controversy attached to his name over the years. For instance, back in 2020,
people be fearing, not people, like companies or organizations or big ass multi-billion-dollar companies or people who have money fear people like Jaguar Wright because like she just be exposing everybody, bro. Everybody's secrets, everybody's skeletons in the closet, and it's like I know they probably like, yo, this person keeps on talking, bro, and we gotta end it. So that's probably the reason why she got the attempted hit that she survived, you know what I'm saying?
His son Andrew Burkle was found dead in his Beverly Hills home, and the
teenagers are building businesses with AI, while the only AI you know is ChatGPT. Let's be real, most people...
The family refused to say what happened. And get this, Andrew was close to Diddy's sons. In fact, Quincy Brown shared a tribute to Andrew on IG and revealed he was meant to have lunch with him the following day. But no one was talking about all this before Jaguar brought it up. And that's when Ron Burkle's team went on a digital cleanup spree, scrubbing any trace of his ties to Diddy and Epstein from the internet, removing articles, and deleting social mentions. Now, as for Ron's current whereabouts, he keeps a low profile, but public records still show he's active as co-founder of Ukaipa, sits on boards like Yahoo and Occidental, and co-owns the Pittsburgh Penguins. But all mentions of him in Epstein's Black Book or Diddy's freak-off operations is getting deleted. Only Jaguar and a couple of other independent independent journalists talked about this. And just weeks later, someone tried to blow up Jag's car. But there's another name that should be a scandal every time it's mentioned, but somehow never is. Desiree Perez, Jay-Z's right hand at Roc Nation and gatekeeper of the industry. And what literally never gets talked about in mainstream media is that Desiree was a federal informant, and Jay-Z knew that when he made her the president.
What do they mean gatekeeper of industry? I understand what that meant, but it's like they're giving her too much power. Like Jay-Z controls the whole industry. You feel me?
The industry. And what literally never gets talked about in mainstream media is that Desiree was a federal informant, and Jay-Z knew that when he made her the president of Roc Nation. And according to Jay-Z's former friend, DeHaven, Desiree is the main reason why Jay-Z never gets into any trouble with the law.
And I can guarantee you the conversation with Emery, even when Emery came home and seen, you know what I'm saying? Then it just don't add up at some point. And then how's everybody going to jail but you?
And then when DeHaven was asked if Jay-Z would be the next to go down after Diddy, he said this will never happen because Jay and the people who brought Diddy down are all part of the same group.
Jaguar kind of alluded to Jay-Z may be next. What is your thoughts when you hear the world, like, they done took down Puff, they done took down all these other powerful black people. Jay-Z's like the lone standing powerful black man.
If you do the track wrestling on them, Jay is them people. If you do the history of most of the people that got in trouble in the industry, big trouble, who they went to for help? When Lil Wayne was in trouble, who did he go to? When Meek Mills was in trouble, who did he go to? Meek Mills said it himself. Desiree helped me. You understand? So how could he be up next? You know what I'm saying? He is them people. They go to him when they got problems. I think he is them. He has a relationship with them. You talking about a woman that had a relationship with the feds for 20-something years, right? When you working for them, you got an agent, your agent that's in charge of you. You think she don't have no relationships with over the years with all these agents that became retired and connected and this and that and the third?
Facts.
Till they just know shit. She got power. That's power over there. You know what I'm saying? Who you wouldn't want on your side? You got them on your side?
Dead ass.
Here's where Jaguar...
If you think about it, bro. You have a federal informant who knows a lot of things that you don't know, or know a lot of things that's going to be coming that you don't know about. You know what I'm saying? So Jay-Z is very smart to have her, you know what I'm saying, as the co-CEO and shit like that, or right hand, whatever it is. You know, but hey man, we're gonna stop it right there. If y'all new, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. There we go, man. Peace.